Guess what day it is? You have to guess, I'm not just gonna tell you. Okay, fine. Our very first logs for our timber frame home are arriving. We actually have already milled up quite a few beams, but these are the logs that we ordered from a local logger, and we are beyond stoked. Jesse's already up and at it to beat the heat, so he left about an hour ago, and guess what? It's about 7:30 a.m. and only 70 degrees. How are you?
Doing well, how about you? Like that, and then maybe even like this, just so we're not stacked up too high.
So probably, what are you thinking, back the trailer out in there?
Yeah.
Huge. Matokis. We gotta pay him now.
We gotta pay him the big monies.
They're nice logs.
Yeah.
They're big, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, they're so huge. I don't think we have any this big on our property. It's a pretty fun check to write, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your first load of logs.
Yep.
That's cool.
There's the first, and you said 1940.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so our logs arrived, and as much as we just want to sit here and oogle them, we have some adulting to do. We can't always do what we want, so we have a few chores we have to do, and then we'll stare at the logs and talk about them.
Get cherry ice cream and oogle.
Exactly. That was my thinking.
Cherry ice cream and
I wasn't going to
oogling.
say it because I didn't want to sound like an ice cream addict, but
that
since you said it.
Yeah.
My task for the day is pulling knapweed. If you haven't seen our video on how we tried to combat knapweed naturally, we ended up planting a cover crop over here where our sawmill is now, so that's not growing that well. And our hope was that instead of the knapweed sprouting, the cover crop would shade it out. We didn't do anything over here because we weren't able to rough the ground up, so I was afraid if I planted anything, there wouldn't be enough contact with the soil. But we do need to uproot it before it goes to seed, because that would be bad. That would make baby knapweeds. Let's just say I have my work cut out for me. This is all knapweed. All of it. Whoever complains about weeding their 8x8 garden bed, no sympathy. All right, chores are done. Chores are done-ish. We just finished making cat food for probably the next 4 to 6 weeks. We did a bunch of errands in town. We topped off our water. We picked a bunch of weeds. We didn't pick all of them, but no need to be heroes today. Just do a little bit here and there. So now, it's time to talk about the logs, but first we have to go find Jesse. And based on the amount of dust in the air, I think I know where he is. It's time to talk about logs, finally.
Did you think I was waving at you? I was just clearing the dust.
Oh, it's so dusty.
Sorry, truck.
Yeah.
Sorry, everything.
Sorry, everything we own.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about logs.
And then we have to go pick raspberries, and it's already past 8 p.m., so we better hustle.
Was the logs this morning?
It was, yeah.
Man, I don't even know what day it is.
I think Jesse wants me to show you this rock that came out of the backfill. Yee, it's pretty big. Sawmill, you got your work cut out for you.
Water. Water.
Wow.
The inner kid in me has to climb on them.
Right?
This is incredible.
You know what was crazy is how that log truck just like picked them up and just boom.
Like it was nothing.
They look like toothpicks coming off that log truck.
What's even more amazing is this is only a third of our load. So picture this 3 times higher.
Yeah.
And that's, wow, that's a lot of trees.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait because clearly it's a lot of logs.
And at first I was thinking they would bring them all at once, and now I'm really glad they didn't. We'd have a log deck taller than Alyssa right now.
Yeah. Some of you are probably asking, how old are these trees?
I would say
So-
some of the big ones probably 120 plus.
Yeah. So pretty wild.
Yeah, these trees have been here for a long time.
When you decide whether to buy your beams, if you're gonna timber frame, or buy logs, or get logs on your property, I think Jesse roughly worked out the math to be 35 cents a board foot.
38.
38 cents a board foot. Which, that's kind of, for you non-log and builder people, that's probably hard to put in terms of value. But all of these logs cost us $1,900. Our original estimation was that these were gonna cost $2,500.
And that would have been a steal.
And $7,500 in trees is still dirt cheap.
Yep.
Some people say, would you rather just build a conventional home over a timber frame home because a timber frame home is going to be more expensive?
Statistically, timber framing will cost you more. Timber framing is oddly expensive for using such a natural and whole product. I guess in the end we could sit and compute, but you know what? This build for us has nothing to do with the cost. So many people are obsessed with cost that they end up building a home that has been driven by money alone.
So we're gonna go ahead and do ICFs on our basement,
Yeah.
which is more expensive than forms. We're gonna sip the walls and the roof. We're doing a timber frame, so I think it's all about finding balance.
Yeah, my point is, if we wanted to get something cheap, we just go buy a mobile home. Done.
Totally, yeah.
Done. Serves all of its purposes. So why go through the work of a foundation,
Yep.
a roof, walls, windows, flooring, radiant heat, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
It's because we're building an investment. This is a home. We're not trying to build windows, walls, and doors. So anyone who wants to make the argument that you could do it cheaper, you're right. This whole entire exercise is not about being cheap. It is about being prudent and doing what we can with what we have.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of paying someone to do everything, we can do some of the work ourselves. So folks are probably wondering what species these are.
Douglas fir.
Yes, and specifically they're inland
Inland.
Douglas fir. Coastal fir grows about that much per year per ring. It's not softer, but technically it's not as strong.
Okay,
technically.
yeah, yep.
So what they've done is actually have changed engineering standards to work with the trees. So inland fir is actually much tighter growth rings. This is the engineering equivalent of larch or tamarack trees. So we may end up with both in our frame because we've got a few larch trees
Oh, I didn't know
that our neighbors gave us.
Oh, right, yeah.
But if you look at an engineering sheet, Douglas fir and larch are grouped together because engineering wise they're almost identical. One other thing that makes these trees super unique is that they're virtually clear. They're not 100% clear, like here's a knot right behind Alyssa, but from an engineering perspective we're working from what's called number 2 grade on our drawings. So even if there were a considerable amount of knots, these trees would be well within the engineering specifications. So because they're almost clear, they're actually overkill for our timber frame, we didn't even need to get this quality of a tree, but we did.
Yeah.
And we had them available, and it'll make it a lot easier to chisel. Why do we not want knots when we're chiseling?
Because they're a pain in the butt.
Holy
oh my gosh.
smokes. Well, it's time to wrap this video up. A neighbor just stopped by unexpectedly who likes to put us to work. Let's just say that. So he said he's got a bunch of raspberries that are super ripe.
And about like that thing I keep saying, like I'm not canning this year, someone comes with fruit and I'm like, okay.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
The huckleberries are smelling amazing. Cherries have showed up twice in our house so far. We don't have anything else more pressing. We do, but we're gonna go pick raspberries.